And as I said several times before, man, it really ain't no point. You know what I'm saying? That like, as far as going over the top, displaying my skill, my ability, and, all of my literary talent and things like that. It's the same situation. It's the collusion between the artists, between the government, between and the legal system. All these influences, work together. To try to cancel my legacy, premeditated. Since 1994. Ever since. And that's the situation. So, just as so as I couldn't even create no new stuff or content because that's why the government still not, they're allowing, their so-called idols and legends to harass me to no end. So time I create some new stuff, then they can attribute it to them. Because they trying to force me through this cutout shape of beasts and dragons. You feel me? They want me to conform into, their premeditated false narratives. So, if I write some trendy, new content, innovation, it ain't nothing like anything what they ever thought of, then they attribute that to their dragons, the beast, the false prophet, While, you know what I'm saying? So, I couldn't, like, anything I say, they could twist it to fit to be under the beast or the dragon. And then anything I say that's different, they attribute it to, so this country got a process, it's like a process where it's, just committed to my humiliation, my crucifixion, torture, suffering, and prolonged persecution. All unprovoked. And it was actually pre-planned since 94. So I was literally born for this, or born unto this, Not saying it was my purpose, but so that's the situation, man. So reaches, tons of that, still the same thing. They never had a problem with, grown men, but they have, you got these artists like that, that been like just, pursuing my life, since they found out I was Elijah as a child. And they was already scheming and plotting on me back then. And ever since. And that's the situation, way back then and ever since, they've been already just plotting on me. They found an opportunity, but, if anybody that's on a level, they never, have problems or want problems with, I've been their main goal because they been knew I've been Elijah. And they been knew how God had made things. So they wanted to insert themselves into that, then erase me. So that's why they've been so obsessed with me all these years and all this time, even right now. They don't even know me, ain't never had a conversation with me. We ain't never ever met. The things they say are not even true. You feel me? Like it's things they say in order to justify, them having parts in my life. They knew in advance, It's like placing a train on top of it's like placing a train on a bus on the train, like a bus on the train track in advance. They knew the way certain things would go be because they already had knowledge about it, as far as the prophecy and stuff. So they went on to position themselves, people, places, and things in a way on purpose in order to be a stumbling block in advance. Already like have problems, in advance with. And, this whole time the structure's been like cheerleaders, instead of upholding the law and order and, things like that. They've been more like cheerleaders, hyping up, the crimes that people commit against you the whole time. And it's been like that for like over 23 years already. And so, my situation is still deteriorating, under at a totally different place, totally different business. The exact same situation is still happening like right now. My situation still being deteriorated. The government still sabotaging my homes. Totally different. They still attacking. They got satanic cults they're allowing, to perpetuate, this same crime. So, what you do after 23 years, And I was just 27. So that tells you the situation. mean, I just had another break-in yesterday. And the first time in a long time, I done had an attempt on my life with weapons, with guns. Yesterday, actually. You know what I'm saying? In California. And that was first time in a long time. And I talked about how the Capitol had this obsession since, ever since I got in any kind of position to be able to better provide for myself or, whatever. The structures had this agenda, man. They've had this agenda to, get me these places, man, that coincidentally already was in my life, since before I ever came over. And that's weird, like when I was born, and they was already there sabotaging it. The structure's been trying to get me to these places the whole time, at all costs. And so they constantly doing things to sabotage my life, though. But I mean, if you ask me, it just showed what America truly is. You know what I'm saying? And it's nothing that it pretends to be, or the image that it presents itself to be. You know what I'm saying? It's not it don't match the godly principles at all.